The 0.7 update for Yet Another Zombie Survivors came out recently, and with it came a lot of changes, a lot of different things. You no longer need to level up characters individually by starting them as your team leader. Everyone on your team levels up. This is a great change because now you don't need to grind for kills and levels. Before this, it got tiring to play the same leader over and over again just to level them up and then do the same thing for all the other characters. This is an improvement. Everybody should be gaining experience at the same time. Speaking of levels, you now have each survivor with their own leveling and team-wide leveling. My team level is around 135, so I have 135 points to unlock things. If one of your characters is at level 22, you have 22 points for unlocks. I like this better than what it was before, which was flat, team-wide upgrades for damage, cooldown, movement speed, all that stuff. Now you can customize each member to focus on making particular weapons and abilities better. There are a few new things with skill trees, the first being ability evolutions. For example, for the SWAT guy, you can make turrets fire bullets that ricochet between enemies just like the SWAT's main weapon can. There are now synergies that teammates share with certain other teammates. Let's say you have Ghost and Medic together, they can heal the whole team by 1 hit point for every zombie killed by Ghost. Now my team is working together. You can see that and you get rewarded for it. There are now badges to unlock in each character's skill tree. These are stat bonuses that make the early game a little bit easier, and this replaces the team leader stat bonus from previous builds of the game. The devs said they'd like to bring that back at some point, but they need to rework it. And there are now 3 difficulty levels, so if you were having a hard time winning before, you should have an easier time at level 1. Then there's level 2 and level 3. There's now a tag system and types of damage each tag is associated with. You get tags from selecting upgrades for characters during a run. For example, there is a slashing tag, which you obtain from sword upgrades for Ghost. I believe some other upgrades from other characters also have this tag, but don't quote me on that. As you get more tags, your chance to apply bleed increases, and when an enemy has bleed, they take damage over time for a few seconds. Then, once you get 10 tags stacked up, bleed does bonus damage. All the tags operate like this except for the explosive tag, which doesn't give you any bonus until 10 tags is reached. I'm not really sure what they would do with that, but maybe they should work that in some way or rework that in some way so that you are getting something as you accumulate more of the tags. Right now, the explosive tag gives you a bonus at 10 tags for the explosion radius. Maybe what they could do is they could have the radius increase incrementally with each tag, and then once you reach 10 tags, explosive damage does more damage, or something like that. Items, which are the ones that you unlock from the yellow chests in the game, are now more powerful. However, you only can carry 8 at once. You can, however, swap out an item for a different one of your choosing. So once you get the 8, you're not stuck with those. On top of that, stat caps are gone, but now every time you upgrade a stat, it will give you diminishing returns. I wanted to hit the highlights for this update. This one is pretty ginormous. There have been a lot of changes. I will leave a link to the patch notes down below if you want to have a read. I do have a few things that I wanted to bring up right now, but I think what I'll do is I'll make a separate video later to talk about any of issues I and other people are having. Anything to do with items, abilities, mechanics in the game, whatever it is. I just don't have time for all that in one video right now. The first thing is that I would like to be able to scale up the size of notifications on the edge of the screen. There can be a lot happening on the screen all at once, and those little round lights in blue and red can be hard to see. So being able to make those bigger would be appreciated. The second thing is that there's no section in the encyclopedia that summarizes tags and their effects. Everything else is in there, the items, the weapons, everything is there, except for the tags. So I'd like to see those in there so I and others can look those up and decide, do I want to focus on stacking this particular tag or some other particular tag? That would be nice. The final suggestion that I have, and that I know the developer knows about, is leaderboards. I would like to see leaderboards of at least your own runs, if possible, online leaderboards to see how other people are doing and try to beat them in time, kills, damage, etc. And that's all I got for you right now. The development of this game is coming along. I like where things are going. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you next time.